Hello, so today I'm going to show you how to draw a pie chart. First of all we need is a pencil, a protractor, a ruler and a calculator. So let's get started. First of all, you read the title. There are 4 types of trees planted in a new park. These are the trees, and these are the number of each tree. Now, to fit a pie chart, we must fit the full 360 degrees, the full circle. Otherwise it'll be wrong. So, we therefore look at how many trees we have altogether. So let's just put a total row in here. Using your calculator, we can then add up how many trees we've got altogether. 30 plus 14 plus 55 plus 21. So there we've got 120 trees in total. 120. I'll put trees in there. So we can see that it doesn't make 360. So we must make it fit 360 and keeping the proportions the same. Therefore, we add on another column. You can use a ruler for the angle. We know that the angle to fit the full circle must make 360 degrees. And to keep the proportion the same, we must times them all by the same number. So I want to know how many 120s are in 360. 160 divided by 120. If you can't see it in your head, let's just do it on the calculator. 360 divided by 120 gives us 3 degrees. So therefore we are saying that each tree, so one tree, equals 3 degrees each. So to find the angle, we're going to times them all by 3. Just put a little times 3 in each one. 30 times 3 we know is 90 degrees, a quarter of a turn. 14 times 3, then if you're not sure, use your calculator, is 42 degrees. 55 times 3 is 165 degrees. 21 times 3 is 63 degrees. Alright, you can check it on your calculator. Do these numbers add up to 360? And yes, they do. The next step is we're going to draw a circle for the pie chart. We'll start with a 0 at the top. Draw your full circle. Go backwards. Using your pencil. There's the circle. We can then put a little cross, a little dot in the centre. So there's the centre. Move out of the way, put a little cross. And we're going to draw a starting line, what I call a 0 line, going up from the middle to that. Like that. And we know that our first angle, or ash tree, is 90 degrees. Now, using your protractor, start with the 0 line on top of the line you just created here, and your centre point goes at the bottom of the line in the middle there. Now we're going to go clockwise, so it's the outside numbers that we need, 0, 10, 20, 30, and we're going to put a little dot at 90. Using your ruler, we then join the dot to the middle. And we label that ash tree. We're then going to do 42 degrees, but not from the starting line, it's from where you've just left off. Okay, put it up here. So put your 0 line and your centre point on the middle, like that. We're going to measure 42 degrees on the outside, 10, 20, 40, and 2 little dashes. You've got 40, 41, 42 is there. Put a little dot, and then join it to the middle. And then label that birch. Okay, birch is 42 degrees. Right, now we've got oak, which is 165 degrees from where you've just left off, which is this line here. So start again, your 0 line on top of the line there, and your centre point must be in the middle. And you're going to measure on the outside to 165. So you've got 90, 100, 160 is there. And the big line in between, that tells you what's halfway. So that big line is 165. Put your little dot, and then join it up to the middle. There. And that is called oak. Right, the last one is willow. 21 times 3 is 63 degrees. If you're being accurate, this whatever's left you get for free. That should be 63 degrees that is left, and we call that one willow. You don't have to measure it, that one should be 63, what's remaining. Alright, and if we check it, on the middle, okay, bang on 63. Okay guys, right, I'll give you one more example. Right, what I've got here is some information about students staying after school to play a sport. Okay, we don't know how many students we have until you add them up on your calculator. So do 15 plus 10 plus 26 plus 9 equals 60. So the total number of students is 60. I'll put students. Alright, you must make that out of 360 degrees. Okay, so what do you times 60 by to make 360? Let's just check it on our calculator. 360 divided by 60 equals 6. Alright, so we're going to times by 6 because one student is worth 6 degrees and it will fit the full pie chart. So let's add on the angle column to your table. Okay, and we know that we're going to times each one by 6, and that way it will fit the whole pie chart. Okay, so we've got here, you can use the calculator if you need to. 15 times 6 is 90 degrees again. 10 times 6, you know, is 60. We've got 26 times 6 is 156. And 9 times 6, you know, is 54. Alright, you can check them, see if you look to make 360. It should do if your calculations are correct. Then, same as last time, we are going to draw your pie chart. Yeah, circle around and put your little dot in the middle on the centre. Draw your line going straight up. This is your starting line or your 0 line. And then And mark off our first angle at 90 degrees for netball. Alright, so you put your 0 line on top and your centre on the middle. So you cross on the centre there. Okay, we measure 90 degrees, put a little dot at 90, join it up to the middle. Label that netball. Then we've got hockey. Hockey is 60 degrees. So go up, put your 0 line where you've just finished off, and you measure 60 on the outside and put a little dot to there. Label that one hockey. Right, next one is rugby, and that's 156 with a 0 line on here. So your 0 line, centre in the middle, and we measure 156 on the outside. There's 155, and you've got one more after it. One little dash goes there. And join it up to the middle. Okay. Label that one rugby. And then we get the last one for free, which is football, and that should be 54 degrees, that's left. And there you have it. That is how you draw a pie chart from a table. Thank you for listening.